So when I got on the phone, my friend was like, girl, you need to call, come on, we got to call Topeka. I said, well, who is that? She was like, she worked with Vance Jones and all of them were Reform Alliance. I said, oh, well, I don't believe it. Because I've been there so long, I've heard so many stories. I done heard people come in and say that they dated the president. Long story short, Topeka asked me from that moment on, she said, before you start your vision, you got to come up with a name that everybody's going to remember. You are your walking brand. So take this time and really sit down and figure out what you want to do. And that's how we got to Legendary Avenue. Legendary standing, what I'm going to do is going to be legendary all over the world. I don't care what anybody says, I have to speak it in order for it to happen. Avenue is spelled different. Avenue, AVE, abbreviated for avenue, meaning the path that everybody can take, but I'm going to say my ladies can take coming out of prison. And NEW, a new beginning, is what they're going to have when it comes to the reunification with their children or either just so like in general. Now, before we go into that, because that's just my LLC, we're going to talk about the Men at Hearts brunch. That is the reunification between mothers and their kids. Whether it's a single parent household, you're struggling, this is going to be an event of a day where they get to allow their kids to, just be in the hands of somebody else that they trust while they come in and they get empowered, but also talk about accountability. A lot of you all are doing things with you. We need to get to the root of the issue. The root of the issue is the household. I want to have a serious dialogue with the women about what it is that they are doing, that they could be doing differently, but also like their light is dim. I done came home and seen some women that I grew up with that don't look the same when I left. They look deflated. They look like they've been beat down by a light. And I understand that. So their light is dim. Men in Hearts and Legendary Avenue is going to be that oil to allow them, when they leave out of here tomorrow, they're going to be able to shine bright. It may not be for a long time, but I'm going to always be here because this is where I started from. This is where I was born and raised. This is where I did the most damage to my community. So I want to make sure that I pour into the women. And a long goal that I would like to see is these mothers out here. How many of y'all in here have ever been intimidated by your mom? Just the look. I want to see these women, they're going to set the tone, how that's going to go this summer in Charlottesville. What we're going to do is we're going to walk around and we're going to be out here at these league games and just talking to the females, talking to the young boys, talking to them. Because they have individuals doing that now, but they're men. But I guarantee you get some strong, phenomenal women walking these streets in the summertime. I'm not going to say it's going to change overnight, but I definitely know it'll change. And I'm very big on mental health when it comes to the women. I'm very big when it comes to the young females because we sustain a lot of trauma and deep-rooted trauma. And then it's the narrative when it comes to African-American mothers that their daughters do not get along. I'm sick of hearing it. So I definitely want to be able to be that bridge to take the heart of the mother that is yearning for their child that's incarcerated or either got released, and the heart of the child and bend it back together. And that's what the heart is. And before I sit down, you all are invited to come in and see what it is that I'm going to be doing. I'm a one-man army. I don't have people working with me. The only individual that I know that has a solid foundation with me as of right now when it comes to mental heart is Professor Brian Williams. Also, Paul Taylor was a big help when I first came home with helping me and introducing me to him. And it's just like we've been a lot since. He sees my mission. He's poured into my oil lamp so I can shine bright. So when I feel deflated, or I feel defeated, Professor Brian Williams definitely has been doing that. I have my phenomenal co-workers with me, which means a lot. They are here. I'll allow them to introduce themselves. And then I also have the amazing one, who I'm just meeting for the first time, but we have talked over the phone connection through Paul Taylor as well, Miss Lisa Speeds. And I'll let her tell a little bit about her story if we can, Brian, and what they do. But for right now, Miracle, can I get you to come up here? Because I always mention these. I did time with these young ladies. It was 15 when they got locked up. I want you to hold this. So this is going to be hanging up tomorrow, but a lot of you all may not be able to hear it. So I want y'all to know their names, okay? Oh, the legendary Free. I get emotional when I talk about them. These young ladies, 3 young ladies from the 757, have been incarcerated since they were 15. They're male 33. They still got 20. And I think I think Keita is the one that comes home at 48. So these young ladies were involved in a crime. You know, they were young. However, one of the victims ended up stating that the young girls didn't do anything, but they still charged them with crime by mob. These young ladies have been sentenced since they were 15. They got their associates. They took all trades. They're actually helping within the ring industry. Michelle is working on her bachelor's. Aisha is working on her bachelor's. And Shakita is working on her last trade that she's able to get. So if you follow me on any social media platform, you're going to hear me say free the legendary free. I'm trying to get together a dream team for them. Ms. Lisa Spees is definitely helping me with this. If you feel like you want to be a part of this, I don't have money right now. But what I do is I have passion because I definitely did 16 years with these young ladies. They deserve to come home to their families. Like I said, I'm in the business of talking about women. Because women are the lowest number in the Virginia Department of Corrections. It's almost 21,000 inmates or individuals, I'm not going to say inmates, and only 2,000 are women. So we're the least talked about. So I always want to shout out the ladies, the women, because they're phenomenal. They're in there making the change. And I also just want to shout out the legendary three. Michelle Carter,